Alrighty, let's get right to it. This is my Manchester United and Everton review, and a disclaimer: I am a Manchester United supporter, of course, but yeah, I haven't really put out my opinion out there about the team. I've seen the team struggle since, of course, Ferguson left and all that. But this game kind of struck a nerve. we have we have been playing it very poorly in the last, I would say, 7, 8 games. On top of that, I think this one is his sixth loss since the Paris Saint-Germain game. This one really struck a nerve with me because I did not see any fight in the team. I did not see any desire in the team. I did not see any motivation in the team. From the goalkeeper all the way to Romelu Lukaku up top, absolutely nothing to show for in this game. Um, there's really not too many positives that I can say about this one. But let me just go through the team here a little bit and just check out the lineup if that really makes any difference. And of course, we did have David De Gea in goal. We have Dalot playing as a left back. We had Phil Jones, of course, in the first half, and Chris Smalling and Victor Lindelof playing as a right back. Maybe these guys are professional footballers, so they should be able to adapt to any position, especially if you're a defender. You should be able to adapt whether you're playing on the right or on the left. It really shouldn't matter that much. And then we had Pope, Matic, and Fred in the first half in the midfield. And then up top, we had Martial, Lukaku, and Rashford. Every single one of these names should wear the shirt with pride and should try and perform every other game that they do find themselves on the pitch. They should be able to put out a performance. In this one, I really did not see anything to suggest that these guys really wanted to be in the team or wanted to really play the game or even wanted to wear the shirt, really. So in my opinion, this game was absolutely horrible. The worst I have seen, hopefully the last that is going to be. And to make matters worse, at this point in time, we do have Manchester City to come on Wednesday, and then we do have Chelsea next, and then we do have Huddersfield Town and Cardiff City to wrap up the season. Looking at the last 4 games, if I take this performance and really apply it to a game in the last 4 that we do have left, trying to get ourselves points to qualify for the Champions League, I don't see that happening. Because if we do lose, looking at it right now, I'm just taking an L in the Manchester City game for the start. So we do only have about 9 points left to play for, and we are playing against Chelsea. Chelsea are fighting for the same damn thing we are fighting for, to finish in the top 4. And I don't think they're going to be as worse than us. I think they're gonna put in a performance, Chelsea, and I can actually see Chelsea coming up with 3 points out of this one. If they really, really come out and play Chelsea, they could get themselves maybe 3, 4, 5 goals if possible. I think it's possible. You can see Everton, it kind of make it look very, very much easy to get themselves 4 goals in this game. I'm very, very disappointed with the team. So I'm going to be looking forward to the next 4 games to see where we finish. But in my opinion, as it stands right now, I'm just looking at Europa League next season, because I don't see where we're gonna get the points to qualify for the Champions League. The only good side that I would say is not really involving Manchester United at this point in time. It is other teams around us that are fighting for the same damn thing to qualify for the top 4. And of course, I would take the positions of all these other teams, of course, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Tottenham. I will take these positions any time of day, because at this point in time, as this sits right now, we are 3 points behind Spurs. Spurs only have 67 points, and of course, we do have 64 points. Three points behind them to sit third I think we could have won this game. We could have been talking a whole different ball game at this point in time. Really looking forward to the Manchester City game. At this point in time, I don't think any Manchester United fan is looking forward to that game, or even Chelsea game for that matter. But the other good side is that we are only 2 points behind Chelsea and Arsenal. So when I'm looking at it right now, really taking an L for Manchester City, counting at least 9 points to finish off the season. Um, and of course, the other results have to pretty much go our way to make sure that we do qualify for the Champions League. But I don't see that happening. We seen Arsenal lose to Crystal Palace by 3 goals to 2, yeah, on the same day as well. And then Chelsea still have to play, I think like today or something like that, around 3 o'clock. So I'm gonna be watching this game to see how everything unfolds. They're gonna have played 35 games, so they only have 9 points to play for after this one. So our next game is against Manchester City, and as ridiculous as that sounds, it's a must-win game as I am looking at it. But I don't think Manchester City are gonna come out looking to lose this game. They're gonna come out looking to play. They're gonna come out looking to score goals. I can see even Manchester City scoring 5, 6 goals with the performance that we put in against Everton. I don't see how these players are gonna get themselves together and regroup uh, to get ready for the Manchester City game. I don't see how, but if they do, I'll be the first one to clap. I'll be the first one to be very much excited. But I don't see that happening. So right now I'm only counting 9 points until the end of the season to try and get ourselves into top four, and I'm not really counting the Manchester City game. I can see that one losing by at least 5, 6 goals. If Manchester City really come out to play, I'm sure they're gonna be coming out to play. Arsenal, playing against Chelsea. I don't know how that game is going to play out because Chelsea sometimes they are as bad as we are, but I think they're going to be coming out for blood. We took them out of the FA Cup, so I'm quite sure they're really going to want to put more salt into the wounds of Manchester United at this point in time and get ourselves another L there. So if you look at that, you're looking at only playing for 6 points until the end of the season. Huddersfield Town already relegated to the championship, and Brighton right around there. I think they've played only 30, let me see here, 35 games already, so they only have 9 points to play. But hopefully by that time that game rolls around, they are not really playing for anything else other than just to finish off the season and really Manchester United maybe get themselves no, I was talking about Cardiff City, not Brighton. Cardiff City. So yeah, looking at that, being very much realistic here, I'm looking at 6 points out of those two last games. The next two, I don't see how Manchester United can actually scrap a result, but I would take a draw if it's available. A draw, it would be very much welcome, in my opinion. Not to lose horribly, not to get embarrassed once again as we did against Everton. I think that was a horrible, horrible game. So now, before I go, let me just do a little bit of player rating here. Of course, mine are not going as high as 6 because I don't think anybody deserves even a 4 in this one. But I'm just going to be a little bit generous. I don't have to be. To be honest, I don't have to be because this game was absolutely the worst I have seen. But let me just look at the lineup here and go through it and give a little bit of my player rating here and see who deserves who's gonna get the highest. Really, my highest probably is gonna be like 4 or something. So there you go. We're gonna start with David De Gea in goal. Of course, the first goal, you might say no goalkeeper could really save that, so I'll give him that. But the next three, I mean, maybe the last one for Everton, um, you might say that's another one that a goalkeeper cannot really do too much on. It just requires a little bit more defending, a little more dedication, closing down players, and all that. But I don't see So for David Tahir, just to wrap it up here, give him a rating. For me personally, I'll give him a 4. I think that would be the highest anybody can get because David Tahir has been carrying out the team for the last 6 years or so, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, let's look at Victor Lindelof here. He's been pretty good as of late. I think every other game that we have played poorly, I think it's been him and Fred kind of really putting out the performances, trying to trying to keep the team together, keep the team ticking a little bit, and McTominay as well. So for Victor Lindelof, I'll give him maybe like a 3, because I mean most of the, I mean now counting the first goal of Everton, I think the next three, those goals should not have happened in my opinion, but they did. Chris Smalling, to me, he will get himself like maybe like a, I don't know, a 2.7, something like that, or just a 2. Phil Jones just a 2 as well. Dalot, playing as a left back. I don't know if maybe that's not his favorite position to play in, but as a defender, you must be able to adapt for any kind of given situation. So, with that said, I think Dalot deserves maybe like a 3, but I didn't really see anything from him. It was the passes he was pulling out or the crosses he was trying to pull. I don't even think he made any crosses in this game. Fred, of course, he only played 45 minutes. I think was way better than Matic, even though he was involved in one of the Everton goals. So looking at that, I would say Fred maybe like another. I don't know. I'm being generous here. I would give him like a 3. Matic, I'll give him a 2. Paul Popper, um, maybe a 1 is well deserved for him because this guy, after being 4 goals down, if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw him at some point just showboating, which is mind-boggling if you ask me. And then we had Rashford as well. Rashford nowhere to be seen in this game. Martial on the left side nowhere to be seen, but at least he did have one shot on target. Pretty much maybe like only one shot on target throughout the 90 minutes, coming in the 86th minute as well. Romelu Lukaku, what more could you say about Romelu Lukaku? Romelu Lukaku playing at his best against his former team. I mean, maybe it was on the contract somewhere that every touch you make sure you give us the ball or something like that. Because that's pretty much exactly what he was doing throughout the game. So there's no touch that I've seen Lukaku do that I thought, you know what, maybe this guy is gonna produce something here. Because everything he touched throughout the game, throughout the 94 minutes of play, he really did not do anything convincing. His touch was very poor. His first touch, I mean, a lot of people always talk about his first touch. I thought maybe, you know what, you guys maybe just like picking on Romelu Lukaku and all that. But I've seen it myself this time around. I mean, I have seen it before, but I always give him a benefit of the doubt and all that. But in this game, oh my lord, oh my lord, somebody needs to pray for this fool because that is not acceptable in any stretch of the imagination. But anyways, looking at the substitutions here, of course we do have Ashley Young. Ashley Young, why are you still in the team, Ashley Young? I have no idea. Why are you still being given an armband? I have no idea. And then we did have McTominay as well coming in for Fred, of course, in the beginning of the first half. McTominay, I mean, he's been playing very well in the last 3 or 4 games or so, if I'm not mistaken. But still, I think you could have maybe done a little bit more in the second half, but that was not his fault. He already came in once the game was pretty much over, in my opinion. And then we did have who else came in into this one? We had Ashley Young, Andreas Pereira as well coming in for Rashford there. I think when he came in, the team kind of picked up a little bit. When every time he had the ball, he really tried to push forward and all that. But still, at the end of the day, he came in once the game is pretty much done. Everton already celebrating the 3 points. So there was not really much he can do because everybody else was dead pretty much dead in this game. I am very, very disappointed as everybody else who was watching the game. I mean, even if you're not a supporter of Manchester United or for Everton for that matter, if you're neutral, you will look at that game and be like, "What the fuck is happening here? What is this? Like it's just like a high school type of shit." Where everybody just came in just to fill the numbers or something like that. But yeah, that's my opinion of it. I think this game was very much horrible. Hopefully, the last one we see Manchester United put out. But there's been one too many performances like this. This is why we are sitting in this position right now in sixth place. Even though you look at the table, you be like you're only 3 points away from being in third place and all that. But we should have got 3 points in this game to really make the conversation a little bit much stronger. Our arguments of top four a little bit much stronger. But after losing this game, the conversation is that I don't see where we're getting top four with the last 4 games left. Maybe 6 points. The only thing I see Manchester United winning a game in these 4 games left is the last 2 games. Because Manchester City, of course, they are chasing the title, so they're going to come out all guns blazing. So I don't see how we're going to win that game. Since it's a derby, maybe the team is going to perform much, much better and try to put up a performance. Maybe get a draw, but I don't see that happening. Chelsea are chasing for top four as well. So that could end as a draw, in my opinion, or a potential loss for Manchester United with the type of mentality these guys kind of have at this point in time because they don't have a fight, they don't have a spirit, they don't have the attitude to win a game. So yeah, I think next season the board really gotta step it up and bring out the really go to the bank and really take out the money out of I mean truckload full of money just to try and fix this team because I don't see how we can perform even next season. I don't see how we're gonna even. I don't think even see next season we're gonna have the conversation of top four with the players that we do have at this point in time. I have been your boy Dilly. Make sure you do comment down below. Let me know what you guys really think about this one. I'll be right back. Maybe do a little bit of Chelsea review and all that to see how their game is going out against. I think they're playing against Brandy or something like that. But yeah, I'm out.